What is up, you guys? It is Mickey, and today we are back with another YouTube video. Today we are talking about something that all new grad nurses struggled with. I struggled with this. It is how to land a job as a new grad. Literally, you spent 4 years in nursing school, you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on tuition, you studied pharm, you studied patho, you worked your butt off, and now all you have to do is land a job and you'll be well on your way to making nurse money and, starting your nursing career. But literally nobody tells you in nursing school that the hardest part is at the end. It's how to actually land that job. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the biggest tips that I have for you on how I actually landed my new grad job immediately out of nursing school graduation. So to give you guys a little bit of context, I graduated from the UCLA School of Nursing last year, and then immediately after that I landed a new grad job in the ICU, and now I'm about to hit my year mark in nursing. Before we start this video, I do want to put a precursor out there. Every single one of you guys, every single new grad out there will find a job. It might take a little bit longer, it might not be your dream job, but you will find a job, and here are my biggest tips to help you find that job. Tip number 1. This is the best tip that I can give you guys, and I tell this to everybody I know, but you absolutely have to get a job as either a CNA or as a caregiver, basically anything that has direct patient contact. Having that job experience, if it's paid, it's even better, but it shows that you have those interpersonal skills, you know how to talk to people, that you have experience already in this nursing field. So for me personally, all throughout actually college, I worked as a caregiver. So I worked in home care, and I took care of one singular patient for the duration of 2 years, and it really helped prep me for talking in interviews about different patient scenarios and why I love bedside and why I love nursing. Tip number 2, do clinicals or work at the hospital that you want to work at. So I know not everyone has the flexibility, not every school lets you choose where you do your clinicals, but oftentimes for your senior preceptorship, you have a little bit of leeway for what unit you want to work on and what location you want to be at. Picking the hospital that you want to work at or having any previous work experience there will make you more of an internal candidate. And if the management there already knows you, it's much more likely that when they see your resume, they'll pick it out from the crowd and at least offer you the chance to do an interview. Tip number 3 kind of goes along with the last tip, but doing your senior preceptorship, your final little part of your nursing school program in the actual unit that you want to work on is very, very helpful. So for example, I wanted to work in the pediatric ICU after I graduated, so for my senior preceptorship, I selected a PICU rotation that was 300 hours, and when it came time for me to apply to new grad jobs, the managers could see that I already had previous experience and exposure working with kids, and so it kind of puts me at a little bit of an advantage. Tip number 4 is to apply broad and apply to a lot of programs. All these new grad programs are very, very popular. They get thousands of applicants for every spot that is open, and so logically, if you apply to more programs, the chances of you getting an interview and hearing back is much higher. Plus, the application for every new grad program is pretty similar. It pretty much consists of your resume, a cover letter for that hospital, and 2 to 3 letter recs, so you're really not putting in that much more work to apply to more hospitals. One of the biggest questions every nursing student has is, should I apply for my dream unit in the ICU, in the ED, or is it better for me to just apply for general med-surg units? And the way that I see it, if you're super passionate about working in L&D or the NICU, absolutely go for it. Apply for all those NICU jobs, and if after a couple of months you realize that you're not hearing back for interviews and it's kind of been a cold season, then maybe think about expanding and being a little bit more broad about the types of units that you're applying to. Typically, in general, adult med-surg units are hiring the most new grads, and so applying for those units obviously gives you a higher chance of getting a new grad job. So my advice is start small and then go bigger. Tip number 5, prepare for that interview like no other. Once you have that interview, you pretty much are pretty close to getting that job, and the last thing you have to do is just present yourself well, and the job is yours. For interview prep, I think a lot of people undermine how much work and preparation should go into this. You need to be printing out your interview questions, practicing it when you're in the bathroom, looking at yourself in the mirror, reciting these questions back and forth until you have these answers memorized in your head, they're engraved, but then you go to the interview and it sounds super natural as if you have been hearing these questions for the very first time. The interview is absolutely crucial because once you have that interview, they pretty much have already pre-screened your grades, your letter of recs, all that. So the last thing left is just to impress them with your personality. And tip number 6, my final tip for this video, is that remember, hospitals are not the only place that new grads get to work. I think it's so easy to get into that mindset of working in a hospital, working your 12-hour shifts. That's the best way to start off your nursing career. And it may be for a lot of people, but maybe it's not for you. A lot of people start off in clinics, in home care, people work as an aesthetic nurse. There are plenty of nursing opportunities out there, and making sure that you apply not just for the hospital jobs, but also for some other jobs are great ways to get your nursing career started. If you can't land a new grad residency program in a hospital right away, but you still don't want to sit at home and not make any money while you're waiting to hear back from those programs, a great way to start is home care. I know a lot of nurses who work in a hospital and also work in home care a couple days a week because it's a little bit less stressful and you get to build a great relationship with the patient that you're taking care of. So those are just some of the tips I have for you guys. I could literally talk on this topic for hours and hours on end. So leave me any questions you have down below and let me know if you'd like to see a part 2 on different things that you can do to enhance your new grad residency application. Other than that, I wanted to let you guys know that I do have a one-on-one counseling service. I've helped countless people who are trying to get into nursing school or are trying to land a new grad residency program, doing resume review, interview preparation. I do all of that. So if you're interested in that, the information will be linked in the down bar below. Check it out. And as always, leave any questions you have for me in the comments below. And I can't wait to see you guys next time.